The day your list came out wasn't too traumatic. I survived. I knew it was a joke, and the people I saw standing in the halls, huddled around whoever had a copy, they knew it was a joke too. One big, fat, happy joke. But what happens when someone says you have the best ass in the freshman class? Let me tell you, Alex, because you'll never know. It gives people, some people, the go-ahead to treat you like you're nothing but that specific body part. Need an example? Fine. Blue Spot Liquor. I used to walk there anytime I had a sweet tooth, which means, yes, I went there every day. 95% of the time, Blue Spot was empty. Just me and the man behind the register. Hanging over the front of the counter, a wire rack holds all the best candies. Well, they're my favorites anyway. And the moment I open the door, the man at the register rings me up. Ka-ching! Even before I pick up a candy bar, because he knows I never leave without one. Someone once described the man behind the counter as having the face of a walnut. And he does, probably from smoking so much, but having the name Wally probably doesn't help. Honestly, in all the times I've been to Blue Spot, I don't think I've ever heard Wally utter a single word. I'm trying to remember a single hello or hey or even a friendly grunt, but the only sound I ever heard him utter was because of you, Alex. That day, as usual, a bell jingled over the door as I walked in. Ka-ching! Went the register. I picked out a candy bar from the rack on the counter. If I wanted to, I could tell you the name of the person who walked in while I searched my backpack for money. I do remember. But he was just one of many jerks I've run into over the years. I don't know, maybe I should expose all of them. But as far as your story goes, Alex, his action, his horrible, disgusting action, was just an after effect of yours. Plus, he's got a whole tape all to himself. He threw open the door to Blue Spot. Hey, Wally, he said, and he said it with such arrogance, which sounded so natural coming from his mouth. I could tell it wasn't the first time he said it that way, acting like Wally was beneath him. Oh, Hannah, hey, he said. I didn't see you there. Did I mention I was standing at the counter, visible to anyone the moment they opened the door? I acknowledged him with a tiny smile, found my money, and dropped it into Wally's wrinkled hand. Wally, as far as I could tell, didn't respond to him in any way. Hey, Wally, guess what? His breath came just over my shoulder. My backpack was resting on the counter while I zipped it shut. Wally's eyes were focused down, just beyond the edge of the counter, near my waist, and I knew what was coming. A cupped hand smacked my ass, and then he said it. Best ass in the freshman class, Wally, standing right here in your store. Did it hurt? No, but that doesn't matter, does it? Because the question is, did he have the right to do it? And the answer, I hope, is obvious. I knocked his hand away with a quick backhand swipe that every girl should master, and that's when Wally emerged from his shell and made a sound. His mouth stayed shut, and it was nothing more than a quick click of the tongue, but that little noise took me by surprise. Inside, I knew, Wally was a ball of rage. I swung my backpack over my shoulder, and when I moved around him, I purposely avoided his eyes. I had the door in sight, ready to leave, when he grabbed my wrist and spun me around. He said my name, and when I looked into his eyes, the joking was gone. I yanked my arm, but his grip was tight. Then the jerk let go and put his hand on my shoulder. I'm only playing, Hannah. Just relax. Okay, let's dissect what just happened. I thought about it the entire walk home from Blue Spot. First his words, then his actions. Statement number 1. I'm only playing, Hannah. Translation, your ass is my play toy. You might think you have final say over what happens to your ass, but you don't. At least, not as long as I'm only playing. Statement number 2. Just relax. Translation, come on, Hannah, all I did was touch you with no indication that you wanted me to touch you. If it'll make you feel any better, go ahead. You can touch me wherever you'd like. Now let's talk about his action, shall we? Action number 1, grabbing my ass. Interpretation. Let me back up and say that this guy had never grabbed my ass before. So why now? My pants weren't anything special. Sure, they were slung a little low and he probably got a hip shot, but he didn't grab my hips. He grabbed my ass. Alex, am I saying your list gave him permission to grab my ass? No. I'm saying it gave him an excuse. An excuse was all this guy needed. Action number 2, he grabbed my wrist, then put his hand on my shoulder. You know, I'm not even going to interpret this. I'm just going to tell you why it pissed me off. I've had my butt grabbed before, no big deal, but this time it was grabbed because someone else wrote my name on a list. And when this guy saw me upset, did he apologize? No. Instead, he got aggressive. Then, in the most condescending way, he told me to relax. Then he put his hand on my shoulder, as if by touching me he'd somehow comfort me. Here's a tip. If you touch a girl, even as a joke, and she pushes you off, leave her alone. There are some sick and twisted people out there, Alex, and maybe I'm one of them. But the point is, when you hold people up for ridicule, you have to take responsibility when other people act on it. Actually, that's not right. You didn't hold me up for ridicule, did you? My name was in the hot column. You wrote Jessica's name in the not column. You held Jessica up for ridicule. And that's where our snowball picks up speed. Jessica, my dear, you're next.